Hi, and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today, guys, we're going to be jumping down into the world of Cardano, taking a look at what's been going on most recently with that price action and what I think is likely to happen next. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, though, what are you waiting for? Check it out. Link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. Let's jump right down into today's video and take a look at what's been going on most recently with ADA. Okay, guys, here we have Cardano paired up with USDT. We're on the Binance chart and the 1 hour time frame. As you can kind of see here, we were expecting a fifth wave move to the upside. It does look like we kind of got there, but I'm curious to know whether this is actually our wave 3 high rather than our actual fifth wave high. But you can see it only just met its expectation. It got rejected very, very heavily here from this. So we basically just tapped right on into it here on that kind of fifth wave movement. So really interesting to kind of see, if I zoom out of this, whether or not we are... Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much done. It's going to be interesting to see if we get another break to the upside here, but I wouldn't expect it. We got rejected very, very hard here, and we moved down. We've pushed back up again. Again, this move to the upside also looks like it can be marked off as complete. So I would still expect more of a break to the downside on Cardano's ADA. We'll see how this kind of plays out. I guess a breakout from to the upside would happen at 39.94. And then, of course, a bigger breakout occurs only here at 40.95. So if we can do that, considering we're not too far off, then we will probably have to kind of articulate an extension into that fifth wave movement rather than it actually being complete. So that's going to be interesting. Ultimately, though, for the breakdown, we will be looking for confirmation at 35.51 first, and then that will be basically copied down to the 34 flat. That there is essentially going to be the area of a true breakdown for me. From a smart money concepts point of view, we're still technically in a bullish structure here. So we want to be a little bit aware of that. I do find this interesting, though. We do find ourselves in a bit of a triangle wedge pattern. Let me go ahead and throw this in. This would be pretty typical of a wave 4. So that's kind of what had me kind of piquing my interest, is potentially this just being the wave 3. All of this being our kind of wave 4, meaning that we still have that fifth wave movement to the upside. So there's a couple of different ways of articulating this. I'm going to leave it like that to see whether or not we get the breakout here, because if we do, then that's going to be basically meaning that we do have some higher targets on Cardano's ADA. But let's go ahead and zoom this out into the daily, right? So our daily chart here basically is looking like a B wave movement up, and we hit into that expected range between 40.87 and 46.55. So our B wave here does look like it is pretty much complete, and we are looking for a move to the downside. The only way to kind of break out of this is going to be higher than 46.17 to break this pattern or break this structure. Until that happens, I'm not expecting a bit of a move to the downside. Ultimately, we will be looking here between 16.37 and 19.5 cent. So it does appear that we are starting to, see this downward turn. Now, there is, of course, still that hope that we have this move to the upside. That move is going to be supported by a little bit of momentum here on the daily stochastic RSI. So I'm still confident that maybe we can get another tap into this range to the upside. And that confidence, again, it just makes it look like we have still on that smaller time frame, that final kind of fifth wave movement up into that slightly higher range. So for me, I think that's kind of what I'm going to see what happens here. Are we going to get that breakout, or are we going to get that breakdown? Once we get confirmation, then we'll be a little bit more confident on where things are heading. Ultimately, though, our range at the bottom here is still intact. We are still heading down there, 16 to 19 cent. It is a new bear market low for Cardano. Anyway, in order to kind of prevent this, in my opinion, is going to be a breakout at 46.17 cent. Let's take this up into the weekly time frame. And here you can see we've got some real good kind of price expectations on the larger scale of things. We're looking for, big moves to the upside over the next kind of few months and years. And we can see, of course, still that kind of idea of moving down a little bit deeper. Really kind of focusing in at that kind of low level of 16 to kind of, what did I say? It was 16 to 19 cent, right? So we are kind of looking up for those lows. Once they kind of come in, and I think we're going to be in a really sweet spot. Now, as you can kind of see, we are above the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA, the red and the yellow lines here, but we are below the 200 EMA, and everything is still below that 200 EMA. This is going to be the resistance area for us. The 200 EMA at the moment is 43.96 cent. So it's going to be interesting to see whether that's going to be our resistance. Now, when we take a look at our stochastic RSI being overbought on the monthly time frame here, the last time we saw this, we were up here at 46.17, and we saw that move to the downside at 52% to get us down to the oversold status. So the question becomes, do we think that we're going to do that again? And if we are, then of course, we're going to be looking at revisiting these lows or going back down into a new bear market low and getting into that range. This isn't anything uncommon. This is basically just the finishing structures for Cardano. Some other altcoins have already kind of finished their patterns, but Cardano here does not appear to have completed just yet. And so we still look for this move to the downside to finish so that we can get into that next kind of big run to the upside. Now, obviously, we are being rather optimistic to a degree here. I've got some interesting ranges, but if we were to just mirror what happened in the previous bull market, then we are talking about $26. Now, there's a lot of reasons and rationale as to why that is actually technically possible. Has absolutely zero to do with a market cap and all that kind of nonsense, and absolutely everything to do with supply and demand. There is a shrinkage of supply, and I think there's going to be an expansion in the amount of demand for ADA that is going to skyrocket this price up towards these levels. Don't get me wrong, there's always going to be FUD from people who just don't want you to invest in Cardano and would much rather you invest in projects that they're invested in, such as Solana, and that happened a lot in the previous cycle. That being said, I still expect a pretty decent run. On my conservative side, I'm aiming more between 371 and 875, but on the optimistic side, $26 to $90. I don't think I would complain about that. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I am going to wrap this video up right there. If you have found it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Until the next one though, guys, have a fantastic day.